Hello YouTube family, my name is Joko and I wanted to personally thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers on my channel recently. In this video, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about myself so you'll get to know me a little bit better, and I'll tell you some of the challenges as well as some of my future aspirations I have for the channel. First of all, I'm Macedonian. English is not my first, it's not my native language, but I also speak 5 other languages. I speak German, I speak Greek, Macedonian, Serbian, Bulgarian, and English. So that makes it 6 with English. So I started the channel back in August of 2023. And back then I had no experience with actually doing these types of videos. My very first video, I started off with my own personal car, my 2023 Hyundai Palisade. It took me a couple times to refilm everything to figure out kind of like a sweet spot of how I want these videos to look like. This is the new 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This is the 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This is the 2023 Hyundai Palisade. I knew my main goal and main idea for the channel would be to film brand new cars. And for that I had to go to dealerships and actually ask for vehicles. This is a 2022 Chevy Corvette 3LT Stingray. I had a close relationship with one of the sales managers there, so that's how I started first with my Chevy dealership, and that got my foot in the door so that I can start filming newer vehicles and get a little bit of experience with actually filming those vehicles. Trail Boss Edition LT, Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss Edition, and in this video we're going to take a look at it inside and out. My name is Joko and welcome to Urban Auto Adventures. Winter approached pretty fast here in the Chicago area, so I actually had to pause filming for about a month in the winter, which put a little bit of a break on the channel. This is my main camera setup. I am filming on a Canon R7 with a 24-70 Sigma lens on it. I also use a DJI, the wireless mic. It's not the second gen, it's the first gen. And I also have a monitor on my camera so I can pretty much, see myself, adjust the framing and whatnot. In the beginning, I used my R6 as my B camera, but because I would film in 4K 60 frames per second, it would overheat really fast. It was just a hassle and I didn't want to deal with it. So at some point I was using my DJI Osmo Action camera for my B-roll, but on that I didn't like the color. It didn't really match with the R7, so that was another issue that I had in post. So after a while I bought the Osmo Pocket 3, and that's what I've been using recently in my videos as my main B-roll camera. For editing, I basically use Adobe Premiere Pro for putting the videos together, but I've also used After Effects for my title animations, as well as Photoshop for my thumbnail design. How did it all start? I'm far from a car expert, but I do have a passion for new cars, new designs, technology and all that fun stuff. So I had always been intrigued by how do new cars look on the interior and what kind of features they came with. That's where the main desire started for creating these types of videos. But this is not my full-time job. I also run a photography and video production service business, as well as a social media management for a couple of local companies here in the Plainfield, Chicago area. So I do that full-time, and this is kind of like my part-time or whenever I find free time gig. So that's why I film new content every chance I get and not every day. It usually takes me like 2 days to put out a single video. Out of that, it's like maybe 2 to 3 hours of filming. A very sportish looking spoiler here on our trunk space. No, liftgate. Leading to a very sportish, looking at the back of the vehicle, and the rest of it is the travel time to dealerships as well as editing and post-production. That takes the most time, obviously. Which brings me to the next point here that I want to talk about, and that is the challenges that I have faced. The biggest challenge that I have faced is approaching dealerships and asking them to provide me with vehicles so I can do the videos. Now, obviously, I also put the, I do a shout out of the dealership. And thank you to Web Chevrolet, Vantage Acura, Darcy, Hyundai. And also put their website in the description of each video. And you would think this is free advertising for them. Not all dealerships are open to this concept, this idea. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, because it does seem like it is free advertisement. But on the other hand, I feel like they're more afraid that I will badmouth or talk bad about the brand, which would reflect poorly on their dealership. But as you've seen, I actually try to be as objective as I can with every video, with every car brand. Because if I just go ahead and bash car brands, what dealership would want to give me a video in the first place anyway? I have to approach this in such a way because of the size. First of all, because of the size of my channel. I'm not a huge channel, so I'm trying to grow the channel. But if I do see that a certain vehicle has a lot of room for improvement, I will mention that in the video in such a way as well. Again, like I said in the beginning, this is meant to be a work truck and not a luxury vehicle, which is why I believe Chevy have abstained from, putting any luxury materials or any luxury features throughout the entire vehicle, I would say. It's fairly crowded, I must say. I have the second row seats moved completely forward. At this point, I don't think it'll be even possible sitting in the second row comfortably, but let alone in the third row. This also brings me to my next point, which is why I don't do test drives, because it reduces my liability for pretty much any vehicle that I take in my possession during filming. I also tell that to dealerships that I don't do any test drives, so their vehicle is actually not even leaving the parking lot. But again, they don't want to do it, so which is fine. I just end up going a couple times until I either find the right person to talk to, or they finally give me a logical response to, listen, we don't want to do it because we don't want to do it. Again, I hate that aspect of the entire process of, starting to work with different dealerships. This brings me to the second point of why I don't do test drives, is because I firmly believe that if you are interested in purchasing a vehicle, you should be the one going and actually doing the test drive. Everybody has different driving styles, and therefore you should actually see if the vehicle that you're about to buy will fit your particular driving style. Do I have any favorite moments or anything that I love about doing this? Of course I do. I mean, that's the whole reason why I started this channel in the first place. This is actually cicadas. And of course, child lock is on. Come on. Again, every time I approach a new vehicle, I get the same feeling as if I'm buying the vehicle. And then I get to drive it for a little bit, whether it is just like around the building or like to find a perfect spot on the lot to, where to film. The new car smell, who doesn't love that? But I also like exploring new features and new technologies that come in the vehicles. Now it's scanning to see. I can actually parallel park. I had never used a self-parking feature that I had tried on Audi. I believe the newest, the 2025 SQ7, that was a really fun one because it was in a tight spot and it was going back and forth, for parallel parking. So it was something new for me, so I get to experience that as well. Nice. But I also have not so favorite moments, and like I said, going to dealerships and begging them to provide me with vehicles is definitely number one. Number two is finding out a little bit more about the vehicle before I start doing the video. Overall, the Acadia has received actually quite a facelift. Soft rubber. Off-road suspension. I used to do my research before going to the dealership, but many times I would go to the dealership and they wouldn't have that model or they wouldn't have that particular trim package. That's why I decided, you know what, I'll do everything on the spot. So whenever I go to the dealership, I just ask a salesperson, you know, tell me about the vehicle, like why, what's so interesting about it. And I try to make a mental note of all of that. And that's when I go also on a little bit on Google, do a little bit of more research about the vehicle, but I do that on the spot right before I film the vehicle. You also get UVC light. What is this? And it actually feels chaotic. It's, you know, at the end of filming, I have no idea if what I filmed would actually make sense, because I do so many takes, my brain would just simply freeze and I can't get out a sentence. The 2023 Chevy Suburban RST is the interior. And on the side here, you also have that's why it takes me like 2 to 3 hours sometimes to film one simple video. My first goal actually is to get the channel to 100 videos, excluding shorts, before making any changes to the content. I do believe that it takes a while for the channel to, and for the audience to pick up on, you know, my style. It'll also help me develop the style even more, get a little bit more organized. With every new video, I get another idea, I try it out, and you know, I want to get to 100 videos first, but eventually I will start doing comparison videos, maybe first with the same brand, between the same models, same trim, different trim packages, but maybe also different models within the same brand. But eventually that will grow into, you know, making comparison videos between two different models. Now that is further down the line as the channel grows, so that I can also have leverage whenever I approach dealerships. It has a different feel to it when you go to somebody and tell them, hey, listen, I have 100K subscribers. I want to, you know, include videos from your dealership, and I'll do a shout out to 100,000 people, compared to, hey, listen, I've got 1,000 subscribers and, you know, I want to do videos, blah, blah, blah. It just has a different ring to it if you want. So I also really enjoy reading the comments that you guys leave under every video. I may not get to replying to every comment, but those comments actually help shape the future of the content of the channel. I also get inspired by some of the comments as well, and I get it that not every video will actually fit or be to your liking. I get that, but I try to make those videos as objectively as I can, so that you can be the judge whether you like the vehicle or not. You don't have to like the way I say it, you don't have to like the way I present it. At the end of the day, these videos are mainly for car enthusiasts, yes, but also for people who want to purchase said vehicles and are looking for, you know, online reviews or online walk-around videos to explore some of the features a little bit more in depth. That's pretty much what I do. I welcome any type of comment, just refrain from using bad words and, you know, insults. I don't think insults are necessary at all. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I can't wait to make a similar video when we reach another milestone, which as of right now is 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, you know, help me get to 10K first, and then we'll go for 100K, for 1,000,000, whatever. But thank you for watching this far. Make sure that you hit the like, share, subscribe button down below. And if you want to see more amazing car content, hit one of the thumbnails right there, and I'll see you in our next one. Cheers.